Why is it that when you drop the bread, it always lands butter side down? And the previously clear sunny skies grow dark and cloudy as soon as you wash your car. Friends, what we have here is good old Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And if you're an investor who's finally decided to retire, Murphy's Law can come in the form of an ugly bear market right after you've just decided to live off your investments. Sequence of return risk is the number one risk for early retirees in income planning. And it isn't the same when you're growing your portfolio. Let's see why that is and what it looks like. Welcome to the rhinoinvestor.com educational series. Like and subscribe to charge along with us. Here, Jack, Bob, and Jill will illustrate for us. Jack, Bob, and Jill are triplets that I made up, and they're celebrating their 40th birthday. Their parents decide to give them $100,000 each as an early inheritance gift. They're all excited and talk amongst themselves about what they should do with the money. They all agree that they are going to invest the money right away to save for retirement, and that's exactly what they do. They never add any more money, and they never take any out until they're 65. But they choose different investments. Let's see how they did. Jack is first, and he's off to a rocky start. Good grief, Jack. Down 3 years in a row? Oh, goodness. Well, things are starting to improve. You're doing a little better. All right, picking up steam. Oh, and very nice finish right before retirement. That's great, Jack. Congratulations. Okay, Bob is next. Boy, he comes out of the gate swinging. Look at those numbers. Look at him. He looks like he's ready to teach a class on investing. He's doing so well. Notice those early differences between the brothers in their 40s? You think Jack left the room every time Bob brought up his great investing skills? But wait, what's this late development? Bob's investment comes crashing down right before retirement. Oh no! You and I both know Bob will always remember that his account was once over $1 million. Well, now that we're through the growth phase and their brothers are 65, let's compare results side by side. Look at that. Jack and Bob both ended up earning an 8% average annualized return and the same exact amount of money at retirement. Oh wait, what about Jill? Jill somehow found an investment that doesn't fluctuate and earns 8% compounded annually. We're going to have to talk to Jill later about where she found this investment, but let's just go with it for the illustration. She never had to worry about the market and just watched her account rise slowly and surely. The triplets get together at 65 to celebrate retirement, compare notes, and discuss what they'll do next. The brothers are initially confused how they could have ended up with the exact same investment results. Jill is a math teacher and helps to point out the obvious. The average annualized return for the brothers was the same because their sequence of returns was exactly the same, just in reverse. And she points out that since the sequence was exactly the same, it didn't matter if losses came first or gains came first. Okay, rhinos, a little thought experiment. Which triplet would you want to be so far? I think a lot of us might be on Team Jill, but let's keep going and see how it turns out. Okay, moving on to the distribution phase to see that number one risk in action. At the end of their meeting, the triplets all decided to take a 5% withdrawal rate from their investments. They also decided to adjust that withdrawal rate up a little each year for inflation. But just like when they were 40, they all chose different investments. And when you know it, they each had the exact same returns as before. The only difference now is that they're taking annual withdrawals. What do you think it will look like this time? Wow, look at the difference. Jack started out with his investments going through an angry bear market right when he started taking distributions. His account value stayed positive until he was in his 80s, but watching the balance dwindle like that was stressful. On the right side, we see Bob had the same results too. So his investment started off in a happy bull market. But even though he still experienced a large pullback at the end of his life like last time, this time feels much different, doesn't it? Plus, Bob had more security and less financial stress in his retirement years as well. Looking in on Jill, she picks her same investment too, and gets her 8% annual compounded rate of return with no market fluctuations. She ended up having more retirement security than Bob, but she still ran out of money at age 87. Knowing the results, which one would you want to be now? A lot of us would actually choose Jill because over 50 years, she's never had to worry about market fluctuations. And I might stay on Team Jill if I could get a solid, guaranteed 8% return every year over 50 years. But that's not realistic, is it? Interest rates change, and over 50 years, they can change drastically. Can we count on a guaranteed rate of return being this good our whole lives? No. So, what are we left with? As much as we try, nobody can really predict the next 5 years of market returns. And yet those first 5 years are crucially important to the long-term health of the portfolio that we're pulling income from. Do you just roll the dice and hope that you're Bob and not Jack? A lot of retirees do just that. And some of them turn out fine and feel like geniuses. But if you're the kind of person that knows you can make it rain by washing your car, meaning you're susceptible to Murphy's Law, you could end up like Jack, having to move in with his kids or his brother. We all could. Now that we know the impact of an ugly bear market on early retirement, especially during those early years of distribution, it's time to look at a better way. There is a way to help combat the sequence of return risk in retirement. I call it the wealth replacement method, and it's worked for me and my clients since the 1990s. If you'd like to jump straight ahead to that video, go ahead. But you may want to stick around for the video right after this, which helps explain how much you can take out from your portfolio and expect it to last. Watch the 4% rule next if you'd like to know. Then we can reveal the wealth replacement method to wrap up the strategy in the last video of Series 1. See you there!